Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel Sparkle English, where I help you improve your English level. My name is Jennifer, and today I'm going to teach you about the 8 parts of speech in English. Essentially, the parts of speech are like the building blocks of English sentences. When we make sentences, we combine different parts of speech. The 8 parts of speech are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. It's important to note that there are many types of nouns and pronouns and verbs, etc. So this is a basic overview to help you identify parts of speech. I'm going to give you examples of each one. If you want more help on a particular part of speech, check out my full playlist in the description below for individual lessons. But first, let's talk about nouns. Nouns are words that name people, places, things, and ideas. And a noun can be the subject or object in a sentence. For example, the girl kicked the ball. Girl is a noun and ball is a noun, but the girl is the subject of the sentence and the ball is the object. Nouns can be concrete, naming things that you can see or touch, but they can also be abstract, naming ideas or concepts. For example, my guitar brings me joy. A guitar is a concrete noun. It's something I can see and play with and touch. But joy is a concept, like freedom or happiness. And we have proper nouns, which are specific names, and these are capitalized. We also have common nouns, which are general names and are not capitalized. For example, David is a patient man. David is a proper noun because it's a name, and it's always capitalized even if it comes at the end or in the middle of a sentence. And man is a common noun. It's general, and it's not capitalized unless it's at the beginning of a sentence. So now let's talk about pronouns. And pronouns are words that take the place of nouns or a noun phrase to avoid repetition. For example, Jack lost the book. He found it behind the couch. We use pronouns to avoid being repetitive. Instead of saying, Jack lost the book, Jack found the book behind the couch. He is a pronoun that replaces Jack, and it is a pronoun that replaces book. Pronouns can be personal, I, you, he, she, it, we, or they. Pronouns can also be possessive, mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, theirs. They can be reflexive, myself, yourself, etc., relative, and more. For example, she looked at herself in the mirror. She is a personal pronoun, and herself is a reflexive pronoun. The cute puppy is ours. It belongs to us. Now let's talk about verbs. And verbs are words that express action or state of being. For example, the dog plays in the park every afternoon. Plays is a verb. It's the action performed by the dog. Martha is happy with the results of her exam. Is a state of being verb. And verbs can be in different tenses, the present tense, the future tense, or the past. For example, the dog played yesterday, or Martha was happy with the results. And auxiliary verbs are used to help form different verb tenses, moods, and voices. They are used together with a main verb to add grammatical meaning. For example, do you like playing any sports? Like is the main verb in this question, but the auxiliary verb do helps us form an interrogative sentence or question. We have eaten dinner. This sentence is in the present perfect tense. So the verb is eat, but have is the auxiliary verb that helps us form the present perfect. Auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs. Now let's talk about adverbs. And adverbs are words that modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. An adverb provides information about how, when, where, or to what extent something happens. For example, Celine Dion sang beautifully at the concert. Beautifully is an adverb that modifies the verb sang. It's describing the action. She sang beautifully. It's how she sang. Many adverbs end with ly. However, there are many types of adverbs. Another example, I always drink coffee in the morning. Always is an adverb of frequency. It provides information about how often something happens. Her new boyfriend is very tall. The adverb very modifies the adjective tall. Now let's talk about adjectives. And adjectives are often known as describing words. We use them to describe or modify nouns and pronouns. An adjective tells us about the size, shape, age, color, origin, or material of a noun. For example, Mom wore a long black dress to the party. Long is an adjective and black is an adjective, and they are describing her dress. Jason is very strong and handsome. These are adjectives describing Jason, what he looks like. And adjectives can compare by forming comparative and superlative degrees. Jenny is taller than her brother. She is the tallest in her class. Taller is a comparative adjective, and tallest is a superlative adjective. Now let's talk about prepositions. And prepositions are words that show the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other words in a sentence. They indicate time, place, direction, location, and more. For example, the meeting begins after lunch. The kitten is playing in the box. Ben is waiting at the restaurant. Dad walked into the room. And next we have conjunctions. And conjunctions are words that join words, phrases, or clauses. There are different types of conjunctions. The coordinating conjunctions are easily remembered with fanboys, for and nor, but, or, yet, so. For example, I'm not a picky eater, but I hate mushrooms. But is a coordinating conjunction. Should we go out for dinner or cook something at home? We also have subordinating conjunctions. For example, because, although, since, unless, and correlative conjunctions, either or. neither nor. For example, although Mark had a fever, he gave a great presentation. Although is a subordinating conjunction. And finally, we have interjections. Now, interjections are common in informal writing or in novels, short stories, emails, text messages to your friends, and in spoken English. They are not used in formal writing. And interjections are words or phrases that express strong emotion or surprise. An interjection is often followed by an exclamation mark when the emotion is strong, or by a comma when the emotion is not as strong. For example, wow, the band is really talented. Oops, you stepped on my new glasses. Wow and oops are interjections. I'm not sure which one to choose. It's a shame Mary can't come tonight. So if the emotion is strong, we might use an exclamation mark. Otherwise, we would use a comma. So now it's time for our quiz. You must identify the parts of speech in these sentences. So identify if it's a noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, etc. Number 1, everyone deserves freedom. So you must identify the word in blue. Number 2, the old book was full of interesting stories. Number 3, the meeting started before Jack arrived at the office. Number 4, Daniel stayed up late because he had to finish his essay. Number 5, do you want pizza for dinner? Number 6, this puzzle is very difficult. Number 7, Jimmy failed his Spanish exam. Number 8, my best friend lives in London. Number 9, Bernard speaks French, but he wants to learn English. And finally, number 10, aw, your dog is so cute. Now let's correct these together. Number 1, freedom is a noun. Specifically, it's an abstract noun because it names an idea or a concept. Number 2, old is an adjective. It describes the noun book. Number 3, before, is a preposition. It shows the relationship in time between started and arrived. Number 4, because, is a conjunction connecting these two clauses. Number 5 is a verb, specifically an auxiliary verb. It's used along with the main verb want to form a question. Number 6, very, is an adverb, and it modifies the adjective difficult. It's telling us how difficult or to what extent the puzzle was difficult. Number 7 is a verb. It's the past tense of fail. Number 8 is a noun. Specifically, it's a proper noun, and that is why it's capitalized. It's the name of a place, the city. Number 9 is a conjunction, but is a coordinating conjunction, and it's connecting these two independent clauses. And finally, number 10, aw, is an interjection. It's expressing emotion. So let me know in the comments section how many you got correct out of 10. If you want more help with any of the parts of speech, make sure to check out my complete playlist, which I've linked you to in the description below. Congratulations on completing this lesson, and I'll see you in my next video.